So it's Police Week in GTA Online, with bonuses, discounts, and new content all related to law enforcement. We finally got the arrival of another police outfit this week, something I'm pretty sure many of you have been waiting for a long time. In this video, I'm going to cover everything and show you what I think are the best discounts available this week. This update runs from September 11th to September 18th. With that said, drop a like, consider subscribing, and let's get right into it. This week we literally have every single police car on discount. I picked what I think are the two best ones, but there are also a few other solid options you might want to consider, and I'll mention those later on. Starting with the Coquette D10 Pursuit, which is 25% off on WARTSTOCK, bringing the price down to either $4.2 or $3.1 million with the trade price. It's an extremely expensive car even with the discount, and I hate to be the one to break this to you, but if this is your first cop car, you won't even be able to unlock the trade price. You need to complete 10 dispatch work jobs, and to start those, you already need to own a police vehicle. So yeah, not ideal, even with the discount it's still absurdly expensive. Even though it's the fastest cop car, it's nowhere near being one of the fastest cars in the game. And while it does have some utility, it can be used to do dispatch work, which by the way is paying double money in RP this week. Let's be honest, barely anyone does those missions. Now, if you're into more roleplay focused side of GTA Online, which I feel is the main reason why people actually care about cop cars, then maybe it's worth having the fastest one available, that's for sure. Customization wise, pretty much like all police vehicles, there's a lot you can do. A ton of small details, police equipment, and liveries you can throw on to really make it unique, which is pretty cool. As for performance, like I said, it's the fastest, meaning it has the highest top speed of all cop cars, coming in at just under 134 miles per hour, which isn't terrible. Acceleration wise, it's kind of mid. There's a bit of a wheel spin at the start, which honestly is quite annoying. I remember when this car dropped with the Agents of Sabotage DLC, it was during the snow season in GTA Online, so it was even worse. I waited to test it out once the snow was gone, and honestly, I was a bit disappointed to find out that the wheel spin issue was still there. Besides that, it's pretty solid, nothing too specific worth mentioning, but one important thing to note is that you can equip it with the Lock-on Jammer via the Agency Vehicle Workshop, which is awesome if you're trying to avoid griefers who don't like seeing others having fun in public lobbies. So overall, if you have friends and a bunch of money, it can be a really fun car to mess around with, I gotta say. But if you play solo, chances are you won't really get much use out of it anytime soon. And for this price, even with the discount, it's still extremely expensive. Now moving on to what I think is the best cop car in the game, the Canis Terminus Patrol. It's also currently 25% off on WARTSTOCK, bringing the price down to $3.8 or $2.8 million with the trade price. This one is significantly cheaper than the D10, but it's still like $3.2 million more expensive than the regular version of the Terminus. Starting with performance, this thing is really good. Just like the standard version, it has fantastic acceleration and equally great handling. It's super fun and smooth to drive. Unfortunately though, the top speed isn't all that impressive. It tops out at 119.5 miles per hour, which is only 0.5 miles per hour faster than the normal Terminus. So for driving around the city, it's awesome, but if you're chasing someone on the highway, like up to Paleto or something, yeah, not great to be honest. Customization wise, it's pretty much the same as the other cop cars, but this one does come with a few extra things, as off-road vehicles like this usually do. Now this one also supports IMANI tech upgrades like the Lock-on Jammer, but it can also be equipped with armor plating, which as far as I know isn't available on any other police car. And that armor paired with the jammer is absolutely incredible. It can take up to 11 homing missiles before blowing up on the 12th, or 3 RPG shots before blowing up on the 4th, and that's with the driver inside. That's super important if you're planning to use it in public lobbies like I mentioned earlier, because even if someone doesn't like your fun, you're way more protected in this than in any other cop car. The only real downside I can point out is that you're very exposed to gunfire in this vehicle. Just like the regular version, it doesn't have bullet resistant windows, and they're also very open, so yeah, be careful with that. Now moving on to an armored vehicle, we have the HVY Menacer, 30% off on WARTSTOCK, bringing the price down to $1,242,500. The Menacer can be modified inside either the MLC or the Avenger Vehicle Workshop, and it actually has way more customization options than most weaponized or armored vehicles. There's a lot of stuff like roof, skirts, grills, and exhaust options available, and honestly, I'm not gonna lie, in my opinion, this is the best looking armored vehicle in the game. It has been ever since I bought it, and honestly I don't think I'll be changing my mind anytime soon. It's got this really boxy squared off design, like the windows are squared, the whole thing is super clean, really symmetrical and compact. As for weapons, it comes with a front mounted static machine gun that can be used by the driver, but since it's static, it's honestly not that useful. Most of the time you're better off just using your own weapons or throwables. Up top, it comes with a default machine gun, but you can swap that out for a minigun. The minigun actually has 40% lower DPS than the regular machine gun. However, it can destroy vehicles faster, so it's really up to you and what you prefer. The gunner has some rear protection, but from the sides, they're completely exposed. That said, they can drop back down to their seat by pressing H on keyboard, which puts them back into a protected position. Performance wise it's okay, the acceleration is kinda meh, not gonna lie, and the top speed is around 94 miles per hour. Now personally, I think that's fine for a vehicle like this. It's not insanely bad or anything, and I don't think it really needs to go any faster. For comparison, the Insurgent Pickup Custom hits 98 miles per hour, so yeah. Can tank up to 22 homing missiles before blowing up on the 23rd, or 7 RPGs blowing up on the 8th, and half of that if there's no players inside the vehicle. Pretty cool vehicle, pretty cheap I gotta say, could definitely be a good purchase. Next up we've got what is currently the 10th fastest car in GTA Online, the Gran Turismo Classic, 30% off on Legendary Motorsport for just $493,500. That's honestly really good price for what you're getting. This car is in my opinion extremely underrated. First of all, it's a classic, legendary and absolutely beautiful car. On top of that, if you're playing on the enhanced version of GTA Online, it has access to HSW upgrades, which is awesome. With the upgrade, as I said, it becomes the 10th fastest car in the game, reaching around 151 miles per hour or just 121 miles per hour without the HSW upgrade. With HSW, it's really fast, and in terms of driving overall, I gotta say it's very solid. The only other thing I'd mention is that most of the car's weight is in the back, so yeah, you might feel the rear sliding out a bit sometimes, but again, it's nothing dramatic. If you're wondering about the price of the HSW conversion, it will cost you an additional $897,000, and that's just for the conversion itself, not including the performance upgrades afterward. Just quickly wanted to mention that the Gauntlet Interceptor is currently 35% off, so if you like it and were thinking about picking one up, now is probably the time to do it. Now let's move on to the weekly recap, and there's a lot to talk about today. First of all, if you buy the Classy Park Ranger while playing on the new gen version of the game, you will receive the Summer Park Ranger outfit. And if you complete the weekly challenge, which is to complete 3 dispatch work missions, you'll also get the Summer LSPD Officer outfit and an additional $100,000. So there you go, 2 police outfits to unlock for those who have been waiting. Keep in mind that it can take up to 72 hours to appear in your account, so don't freak out. As for the money bonuses this week, we've got double money in RP on dispatch work and wildlife photography, both paying 4 times money in RP for GTA Plus members, as well as the Spooky job, which is returning, and the Community Combat series. The LS Car Meet prize ride this week is the Overflot Entity MT, and to unlock it, you just need to place top 4 in any LS Car Meet race. That simple, that easy, and for one of the best cars in the game, it's really worth getting. On the test track, we've got the Pegassi Vaca, the Western Demon, and the Ocelot Lynx. The podium vehicle at the Diamond Casino this week is the Anis Helion. At the gun van, we have the baseball bat for free, the knife, the stun gun 30% off for GTA Plus members, the tactical SMG, the service carbine 40% off, the RPG, assault rifle, and knuckle duster, and for throwables we got proximity mines, sticky bombs, and grenades. This week's regular time trial is Mount Chiliad, and the HSW time trial is Pacific Bluffs. The FIB priority file this week is the Brute Force file, paying $316,000. At the salvage yard, we've got the 5-bit Hustler by completing the McTony robbery, the Karen Hot Ring Everon by completing the Duggan robbery, and the Ines Deity by completing the Gangbanger robbery, and this one is claimable and also has the LS Pounders plate, which is awesome. At Simeon Dealership, we've got the Ines Stafford, the Nagasaki Hot Rod Blazer, the Grotte GT500, the Vapid Blade, and the Coil Brawler. And finally, over at Luxury Autos, we have the Anis Eros X32 and the Karen Astro PGZ. And that's it for this week in Grand Theft Auto Online. A perfect week for those who love police-themed content in the game. We've also got an amazing prize ride as well as a free car at the salvage yard, which is great. I'll wrap up the video here. If you enjoyed it, leave a like to help me out, consider subscribing, and as always, I'll see you in the next one.